The Buffalo Bills have one of the best rosters in the NFL, so you might not think they need a rebuild, but that's what I do here, so we're gonna do it anyways, and we're gonna try to win them their first Super Bowl. I still genuinely cannot believe they lost like 4 in a row. But super quick, massive shout out to MC Plays for the suggestion of today's video. Go drop them a sub, their link is in the description. And of course, if you want a shout out just like that one, it's super easy. All you gotta do is let me know what team to do next. And then of course, when I pick your comment, I'll give you a shout out. Hell, I'll even drop you a sub. And it helps me know what y'all want to see, so it's a win-win. But I actually have a very special video planned that I think y'all might really enjoy. So if we can hit 500 likes on this video, whenever we hit that video will come out. If we don't hit that, I won't do it. I'm dead ass. I want to hit this goal. So if you drop a like, if we get to 500, I have a very special video planned that I think y'all will really enjoy. But we are very close to 7,000 subscribers. I also have another even more special video planned for 7,500. So if you want to be an OG of the channel while you still can be one, because of course, as you know, the time is running out, be sure to subscribe. We're getting very close to 10K. I appreciate it very much. But that's enough weird rambling. It's late when I'm starting this. Maybe it was a bad idea, but maybe it'll be more entertaining. I don't know. So get a drink, get a snack, get whatever. Go sit next to your Josh Allen shrine. And let's talk about this Bills team, because as good as they are, I think they have their issues. I don't really know where to start with this team. I guess we'll just start with Josh Allen. I've seen a lot of hate for him on Twitter, but to be fair, it is Twitter. They just like hating on everything that has ever moved. But yeah, I don't really get some of the hate with him. I wouldn't say he's very hated. I mean, he's still seen by most people as like a top 3 QB. He's just I don't want to call him Diet Coke version of Patrick Mahomes, because that sounds disrespectful and they're not really the same type of player. People just don't like that he takes so many risks, but that's kind of what you have to do to be good. I mean, the reason I say he's like a Diet Coke version of Patrick Mahomes is because that's kind of what Mahomes does, just to a greater extent. I don't know who has more turnover-worthy plays, but I know they do have a lot. But you take the good with the bad, because when they're good, they're very good. They're both high-risk, high-reward players, and the reward outweighs the risk for both of them. Josh Allen is arguably the best athlete at the quarterback position ever, just in pure strength, speed, arm strength. He has like the strongest arm ever. He's a crazy player. I still think he is either second or third between Joe Burrow. I also think Stephon Diggs is a little underrated at this point. He doesn't get brought up enough as like a top 5 receiver. I mean, my controversial list is Adams, Hill, Jefferson, and then some mix of Diggs, Cup, and D-Hop for 4 and 5. He's somewhere in there, and he's still a very good player. Does he want to be traded? Potentially. I don't know. Hopefully not, because the receiving core isn't great outside of him. I like Gabe Davis. Deontay Hardy, or whatever his name is now, is a good deep threat. But without him, it's not great here. But I've already spent way too much time talking about just those 2 players. I liked the pick of Dalton Kincaid. Little weird because they already had a good tight end. I feel like they maybe should have gone with a really good lineman. I don't remember if there was one available, so maybe not. But their line isn't great. I liked the Osiris Torrance pick. I feel like tackle's more important, and they should have addressed tackle, but it is what it is. Their defense is good. They have really old Von Miller. Trey White's good when healthy. Their safety duo is maybe the best in the NFL. Again, when healthy. Greg Rousseau was really good last year. Matt Milano, same deal. This team definitely has some players. However, their linebacking core is absolutely disgusting if something happens to Matt Milano, but linebacker isn't that important anyways. Who else did this team even draft? Am I stupid? I don't remember. No, I guess the 2 major picks were Kincaid and Torrance. Now that I think about it, a number 2 tight end and a guard that isn't even listed as a starter on their depth chart for a team that definitely had some holes is a little interesting, but I fuck with it, I guess. So I don't know, weird rambling about this team over. I think that was just a lie. I forgot they signed Leonard Floyd. I guess I'll bring him up. I don't know what that really does for you. I guess that's just another rotational player, but I feel like they had a fine rotation before then of Bosham, Lawson, and Epinesa, but more pass rush never hurts, so I respect the move. And now that I think about it, I'm a little worried about this team falling apart quicker than I can rebuild it, because this team is old. I didn't realize it. Von Miller, Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer, I think all 30 or older. I don't think Matt Milano's super super young either. Mitch Morse is pretty old. I guess the offense might be fine. This defense might be a little hard to keep up, just like me around your mom because she's ugly. What? I'm sorry. But we'll see what we can do. We, of course, have the GOAT, Mikey McDingle, the greatest coach to ever live, so it should be okay. All right, now weird, tired rambling over. Let's actually get into the rebuild. Smash that like button if you're happy my rambling is over. I don't know. I'll see y'all at the midseason point of year one. We'll see what happens. I also just thought of how crazy it would be to add DALVIN Cook. We have James Cook. Is that realistic though? Maybe. Nobody really knows where he's gonna sign. I mean, when most like really big name players go to free agency after like a couple weeks, everyone's like, okay, well, these are a few ideas. I don't think anyone has an idea where DALVIN Cook is gonna go. I mean, there were the Dolphins, but it seems like he's just open to sign wherever. Did I talk myself into it? I don't know. We already have so many running back, but I rarely sign free agents. I think it's a decent fit again because his brother is here. It's fun. Let's do it. I feel like people are gonna yell at me for that because they already have good players here, but I feel like I gave good reasoning. It makes sense, okay? Just go with it. Ooh, that's not great. At the midseason point of year one, we're almost the worst in our division at 3-3. The Patriots, who are probably gonna be the worst in the division, are 6-1. Oh, I love this game. The Eagles are 2-4, but the Patriots are 6-1. The Broncos are 6-1. The Saints are 5-2. I mean, I guess all those are technically possible, but I wouldn't say they're likely. But we have a breakout receiver. Is it Gabe Davis? Oh, Deontay Hardy. I mean, I wish it was Gabe Davis. I don't know if Hardy's gonna hit this, honestly, but we'll see. And for re-signings, do I want to bother? Ooh, maybe I do want to bother with getting realistic contracts. We have negative 18 mil. Okay, I'll set the Bills real life contracts up. We'll see what happens there. I love that I have to do this. It's great. Okay, so these, I think, are their updated contracts. This is a decent amount of players. I mean, it's 1 if you want to count Sam Martin, 2, well, I guess not 3, 3, 4, 5, 6 starters. I guess 7 because I am starting Tyrell Dodson. I mean, it's definitely a decent amount of players. We definitely want Gabe Davis back. I would say he's probably the most important. He is pretty expensive though, damn. I mean, that's not awful. 5 years, 72 mil. He takes it. I don't know if I feel great about that one, but we did it. And then honestly, most of these players we would be fine with letting go. I want to re-sign Micah Hyde, but we'll do that after the year because he'll regress. We can't even afford him right now. So yeah, we'll wait until he regresses, but I think we're fine. Oh, I do want DALVIN Cook back. Maybe he'll just be a 1-year rental. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I do want him back, but I physically don't think we can bring him back. We'll find out. So with that, let's get to the end of year one and let's see how this team can finish. Hopefully better than we're doing right now. Bruh. Okay, well, that's a first. Every team in the division went 10-7, and we happened to be last out of the 4 teams. The Jets, the Patriots, the Dolphins, and of course us, the Bills, all went 10-7. Has that ever even come close to happening before? Probably not. So we missed the playoffs at 10-7. I hate this game. Josh Allen was very good, almost 5,200 yards, 44 touchdowns, only 7 picks. He was really good. It didn't even come close to that when I used him in the last rebuild though. DALVIN Cook, almost 1,300 yards, 16 touchdowns. Good year from him. Whoa, okay. Stephon Diggs, almost 16. I don't know why I'm saying so many almosts. I guess they're close. Almost 1,600 yards for Diggs though, 14 touchdowns. Deontay Hardy with 1,200 yards and 12 touchdowns. Gabe Davis, 960 yards, 5 touchdowns. Kincaid, only 650 and 6. Not a terrible rookie year though. Blocking, I moved Ryan Bates to tackle because I mean he's 6'4", 302 apparently, and he was actually really good. So we'll keep him there. If he starts to suck, we'll replace him, but I mean if he plays well, then we'll keep him. Deion Dawkins was really bad though. On defense, Matt Milano led the team with 125 tackles. Tackles for loss, 24 for Rousseau. That's hard to say, I don't know why. 20 for Von Miller, 14 for Oliver, and sacks, 17.5 from Von Miller, but not much outside of that. 7 for Rousseau and Miller, which are decent numbers. 3 for Tim Settle. I didn't even know I was playing him really, but fair enough. And then interceptions, 6 for Trey White, 5 for Matt Milano, 2 for Elam, and then 1 for a few players. Oh, normally there's at least one quarterback that goes absolutely fucking, I don't want to use the term sicko mode because that's a little cringe, but I mean there's at least one quarterback that usually throws like 50 plus touchdowns, but apparently Josh Allen was the best, and he wins MVP. Dak at number 2, then Mahomes at 3, Jacoby Brissett at number 4. He probably won't even be their starter this year, but fair enough. You know, this list isn't too bad. There's some realistic players up here. Rare Madden, at least half W, surprisingly. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Joe Mixon, Josh Allen at number 2, Stephon Diggs at number 4. No Deontay Hardy, unfortunately. Von Miller wins Defensive Player of the Year, too. Again, normally there's at least one player that breaks the sack record every year for whatever reason. I don't see any other Bills. Oh, Matt Milano up there at number 9. I'm surprised Trey... Oh, yeah, it's just hard for corners to get up here. So Trey White was really good, but Madden just hates cornerbacks, apparently. Garrett Wilson wins Offensive Rookie of the Year, even though he's not a rookie. CJ Stroud is the actual Offensive Rookie of the Year. Dalton Kincaid at number 10, which is technically 5th, I think, or 4th. I don't know. Either way, he was up there. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Will Anderson. For some reason, I have in my mind that we're the Titans because I just did a rebuild of them with Josh Allen for the fantasy draft one, so I keep skipping over Bills. Kyer Elam was at 3, Terrell Bernard at 4. I really need to sleep more, dude. I mean, I'm recording this the next day, but still. So no playoffs for us, even though we went 10-7. I hate this game. Let's get into the offseason, and let's hopefully upgrade this team that doesn't even really need upgrades. Also, dev traits could be pretty huge. We'll see if we got any, maybe for like Terrell Bernard or something. We'll see. What? The Super Bowl is the D'Amico Ryans rematch game, and they lose 35-28. How do the Texans make the Super Bowl? I feel like Madden simulation is getting worse and worse. Like, look at this roster. It's real. I mean, I think the Texans are slept on a little bit in real life, but nowhere near a Super Bowl team. Like, look at this receiving core. It's not great. I think these players will be better than my ratings. I think they'll break out, at least John Mechie, but like, this is not a Super Bowl team. I'm sorry. It's just not. At least they don't win it, but it's not much better because my probably least favorite team, the 49ers, wins it, so fuck me, I guess. But we have an upgrade for Josh Allen. We'll take that. And I actually do want to see, did we hit any dev traits? I doubt it, but maybe. Okay, none on offense. I'm surprised Hardy didn't get superstar, but it is what it is. Khalil Shakir, did he have star? No, why did he get star? I mean, we'll take it, but why? Okay, was he like a kick returner? I mean, he was 3rd, 4th over there. I don't know. I'm confused. And then on defense, Terrell Bernard did get star. Greg Rousseau got superstar. Cam Dantzler got star. I took his star away and gave it to Elam because I feel like Elam is more deserving of star dev. I mean, I really used to like Cam Dantzler, but I think he had a not great year and the Vikings cut him, and then the Commanders cut him after they signed him, so there must be something there, but I thought it was more fitting to take it from him and give it to Elam. I didn't want to cheese it and give like a million players a dev trait, so I thought that was a decent compromise, but I'm definitely happy we at least got a couple dev traits. We'll absolutely take that. Why did Dantzler get a dev trait though? He wasn't like that good. I feel like shit got changed since just the last time I did a video. Like, can players just randomly get dev traits now? I don't know, dude. Well, I definitely want to bring Micah Hyde back. We'll offer him 2 years, 28.8 mil, and he's not interested. You're gonna be interested. That's actually cheaper to tag him. Wait, what? Well, first, is there anyone else we want back? Cam Dantzler did have a good year. We'll offer him, we'll bump the years because that's a long deal, but he'll probably want it. He likes it long, you know what I'm saying? 6 years, 29.4 mil. Okay, well, fuck you too then. That's fine. We have more corners. And then it's just kind of a lot of depth players in Dalvin Cook. Let's offer him 5 years, 55.5 mil. He takes it. And then is there anyone else we can cheese? Because we're going to have to tag Hyde, which will put us into the negatives, but if we have any cap, we can do it. We don't have to have the amount. Nah, there isn't really anyone else I want, so we'll just tag Micah Hyde. It's cheaper than it would have been to re-sign him, which is a little weird, but with that, let's get into free agency. There's not going to be anything we'll be able to do, but let's actually check if there's anyone we can cut. I don't know if I really want Nyheim Hines all that bad. He's more so our 3rd guy, and it'll save 4 mil, so he's gone. Now we just have the brothers in our running back room, and then there isn't really anyone else we can cut. So is there anything we can do with that, like 3 mil, or not even 3 mil, 2.6? Probably not, but we'll look around anyway. Okay, no, there isn't really anyone here we can afford, so I kind of cut Nyheim Hines for no reason, but we were gonna have to cut him anyways. You know what? I'll make it right. We might re-sign him if he's interested. Oh, he's still 4 mil. Never mind. Fuck him. I thought he would be like 2. Whatever. Bro, this team signed Damian Harris for like less than 2 mil in real life. I said it in the last rebuild. He's like low-key one of the best pure runners. Not, I wouldn't say one of the best, but like borderline top 10 for pure runners in the NFL, and they got him him for like the same contract you could get like a 5th string receiver for. I don't know why running backs are so disrespected. I know you can find them pretty easily, but like he's one of the good ones. He should be getting more than that. Either way, enough weird rambling over. Let's just get to the draft. We'll see what we can do there. This is a disjointed ass video, dude. I've been fucking, I don't know what's wrong with me today. Okay, so here in the draft, my Seahawks unfortunately have the #1 overall pick. Sometimes they're really good and sometimes they're really bad in simulation. In real life, they're always just like above average. Not amazing, not terrible, just like good enough to make the playoffs and lose the first game. It's super fun. We have the number 18 overall pick though. And what do we want to do here? Because we really don't have that many needs. Oh my god, this defensive tackle. We might have to go with him. Defensive tackle isn't the biggest need, but we literally only have one on the roster, so I guess it kind of is. And he looks kind of ridiculous. Oh, this guy's crazy too. How big is he? 6'2", 313. He might be better. Kendrick Collins. Oh, this guy's crazy too. He's a pure like nose tackle though. He's 306. He's a bowling ball. We actually kind of have a tough choice here though. I do kind of like Kendrick Collins more. I think he's just stronger. His block shed isn't quite as good, but a tackle, good play rec and awareness. He's 6'2", 313, 22 years old, left-handed just like me for real, out of Alabama. Obviously, y'all saw all these, good speed and amazing strength. Let's take him. Can't wait to, okay, no, I was gonna say can't wait to see normal dev, but he does have hidden, 95 strength to go along with 79 excel, 74 speed. That's not bad for a defensive tackle at all. He's not gonna get much playing time, at least year 1, but seems like a really good player. Now, in the second round, we could go one of two ways. We could go with a linebacker, but I can't really tell if any of them are good. I don't have any scouted at all. Quincy Stanford looks decent though, but we don't really use a third linebacker, so we are gonna go with a guard, I think. The question is which one? Ooh, Nick Patterson looks fucking crazy. 38 bench reps, A awareness, run block finesse, lead block, maybe even pass block finesse, probably. Unless there's someone that looks even more crazy, he might have to be the pick. Second to third round talent. Let's go with Nick Patterson. He's 6'4", 303, 23 years old, lots of threes, left-handed just like me for real, out of Louisville or whatever. Of course, 38 reps, looks like a really good player. He's one of those low injury players, which are usually pretty good if you don't have injuries on. So let's take him. God damn it, he has normal dev, but he has nothing on his arms at all. He looks naked, but hopefully he's a good overall. We'll see. Unfortunate that he doesn't have a dev trait. Did I take like the wrong play? No, that was definitely the right player. And then I guess we'll go with a linebacker. None of them look good. Ooh, Craig Flemings. He's 6 foot 220, but ran a 4.72. Ugh, no thanks. That's a good old 62 overall player, I can tell you that. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. This guy ran a 4.6, which is decent strength. Jacoby Meredith, B awareness, A tackle. We either go with him. You know, I think this is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna take Quincy Stanford first. He looks decent. I don't even really need to show this. I mean, more than likely, both of these players aren't that good, but Quincy Stanford, out of Oregon, ironically, should have gone to another Pac-12 school, but another lefty. I don't know why there are so many lefties. Shout out my fellow lefties, I guess, but let's take him. Probably ass, but he does have 91 excel, 69 jumping, nice. And Jacoby Meredith is still here, so we will take him too. Another normal dev. We didn't get many dev traits that draft, but I feel like it was pretty good. We'll see. Okay, so here's a recap of the draft. We did decently well. Kendrick Collins is nowhere near as high of an overall as I thought he would be. Just not a good pass rusher, straight up. He's a good run defender, but I think he had like A to C power moves or something. It must have been a C. I was thinking you'd be more like a 76 plus. Who were like the best players in this draft? Oh, it wasn't that good. Well, there was a really good corner and a really good two really good running backs actually. So if we needed a running back, this would have been the year. But there were a few good corners. Mostly it was just corners and running backs that were good. There was another Stanford at linebacker who was really good, but he went before we would have taken him. But Nick Patterson is a 75 overall. He's actually a really good player. Really good finesse, good lead block, good strength, good impact block. Should be a solid starter throughout the rebuild. And then the two linebackers weren't great. Meredith is the better of the two at a 67 overall. Still isn't great though. And then the CPU did pretty well. Took a hidden dev safety and a 70 overall receiver. He'll be a good like 6th guy. So it wasn't the best draft ever by any means, but it was just me desperately trying to fill needs, and I feel like we did pretty well. All right, here's a look at the team heading into year number 2 of the rebuild. Literally, like, nothing has changed here. I mean, we added, what's his name, Nick Patterson. Why is the one generated Madden player's name I can remember a goddamn guard? I don't know, dude. But yeah, hopefully Nick Patterson will be pretty good. I don't know. Nothing else has changed here at all, obviously. And then what's different on defense? We added Collins, we added Stanford. Hopefully both of them can develop, but I don't think either of them will get much playing time at all, so we'll see what happens. We're definitely a younger team this year, and I like that. That sounds really weird out of context, but you know what I mean. We have more room to grow. We still do have some older players for sure, especially on defense. I thought Von Miller would retire, to be honest, but he still hasn't, so I'm glad he's still here. But he probably will at the end of this year. We'll see. Also, it might be controversial that I'm starting Dalton Kincaid over Dawson Knox. I just, you know, we might as well start the younger player that I gave Superstar Dev to. I gave him Superstar Dev because he's kind of like a raw player, but he has a lot of upside. He isn't like super raw, but just has a ton of upside, so I gave him Superstar Dev. That's what I usually do with players that aren't like not absolutely amazing yet, but have just a crazy amount of upside. But anyways, let's get into your number 2, and I'll see y'all at the mid-season point. Okay, well, at the mid-season point, we are 6-1. We are doing very, very well. Our offense isn't great this year. It's number 15 in points per game. We have a good pass and rush offense, but we're just not good at scoring. We do have a really good run defense and a really good overall defense, so we'll take that. But the big question is, who do we have to re-sign? Well, I think I know who we have to re-sign because I had to set them up. There are a decent amount of players. Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer, Deion Dawkins, Teron Johnson, Deontay Hardy. Like, there's a decent amount of players here. I guess we'll start with Teron Johnson. I mean, we could honestly upgrade there, maybe. I do want Deontay Hardy back. We'll offer him 5 years, 46 mil. He takes it. But for everybody else so far, I mean, Hyde we can get for cheaper at the end of the year. Poyer, same deal. Andy's not interested. Dawkins was awful the first year. Johnson's already 27. We could probably find a better corner. Mitch Morse is old. Like, everyone else here will either wait until the end of the year or just let him go. I guess we'll re-sign Tyler Bass so we don't have to worry about kicker. 3 years, I don't even know. 3 years, 12 mil. He takes it. So again, everybody else will either re-sign at the end of the year or we'll just look to upgrade there. But speaking of the end of the year, let's simulate to it. Let's see if we can make the playoffs. And hopefully we don't collapse, but we'll see. All right, well, y'all know why we're here. Of course, before I reveal how we did in your number 2, if you haven't already, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. 500 likes is the goal I set for the special video. And then, of course, let's see if we can get to 7,000 subs. It'll make you an OG of the channel. And I mean, if you've made it here, you're clearly enjoying it. I only have like a 50% subscriber watch time, which is crazy to me with how much I plug. So be sure to subscribe if you're not already. And let me know what team to do next for a shout out whenever I pick your comment. But this is how the team's looking. We have Josh Allen up to a 99. I guess technically a 98 with morale, but is a 99. 87 overall team. We're looking very good. It still hasn't fallen apart yet. I'm surprised. Like, all of our older players haven't regressed too bad or retired. But in year number 2, we finished 12-5, making the playoffs. I thought we would be a little better, but we will definitely take that. Josh Allen was, like, I don't want to say considerably worse because he was still good, but 4,700 yards, 32 touchdowns, 7 picks. Definitely not as good as last year, but still pretty good. Dalvin Cook with 1,200 yards, 14 touchdowns. Stephon Diggs, 1,500 yards, 18 touchdowns. Hardy with over 1,000 yards again. Gabe Davis over 900 yards. Kincaid over 700 yards. A little bit more split this year, but I like that. Oh, what happened? Ryan Bates was so good last year, and this year he was one of the worst linemen I've ever seen. How do you allow 19 sacks in a year? I feel like that number is really stupid. The rest of the line was okay. Morse wasn't great. Torrance wasn't great, but it was, I don't know. They look good compared to Ryan Bates. Matt Milano led the team in tackles with 116 tackles for loss. We had a good amount, led by 12 from Rousseau, and sacks 15 from Greg Rousseau. I'm glad he's doing better than Miller because, I mean, obviously Rousseau's more long-term. Von Miller was still very good though. 14.5 sacks, 8 from Ed Oliver, only 3.5 from Kendrick Collins as a rookie, but overall he was good. And then interceptions, 3 for Trey White, 2 for Milano, Poyer, and Johnson, then 1 for a few players. Very good season. We'll take it. What? Josh Allen wins MVP again? He wasn't that crazy. Oh, he had 8 rushing touchdowns too and 300 rushing yards. So I guess think of it as 5,000 combined yards, 40 combined touchdowns, but still I would guess like Lamar or something would have more than that. He just didn't do much in the passing game. All right, well, we'll definitely take it. I don't think he was that good compared to how other players in this game play, but we'll take it. I won't complain. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Derrick Henry, Stephon Diggs at number 3, Josh Allen at number 7. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Khalil Mack, Rousseau at 5. We'll take that. I'm surprised Von Miller wasn't up there, but fair enough. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Pat Nelson of the Raiders, no Bills, and Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to George Simon of the Colts. Kendrick Collins all the way down at 7? I thought he had a chance to win that. He was good, but maybe just the tackles weren't high enough, but he's a defensive tackle. He's not going to get like a million of them. I don't know. Either way, we're going to be taking on the Chargers in the wild card. We're not going to jump into this game. It's only year 2. We'll jump in and watch the game simulate in years 3 and 4, but we'll play it cool heading into this playoff game. And sometimes we do better not jumping in anyways, so let's simulate the game out and let's inevitably lose. Can't wait. Yep, we lose 31-28. I hate simulation in this game. It's so bad. I used to think it was better in the playoffs, but now I think it's the other way around. It seems hard to beat a team that is worse than you in the playoff. I don't know if they ever mess with that stuff or if it's just like bad luck, but I don't know. It's annoying. We should have won that game. God, what are the Super Bowls here? The Titans take down the Commanders 28-24. Dog, what the fuck? Oh, and my game crashed. I hate this game. But in terms of re-signings, we have a good amount of money to work with. I saw at one point it said we had like -4 mil. I was worried we weren't going to be able to bring anybody back, but I do want Micah Hyde back at the very least. We'll offer him 1 year, 11 mil. He takes it. Deion Dawkins was good this year, but I partially feel like that was just because he needed a contract. I mean, players do. I don't know if it's a thing that people know for sure, but it definitely seems like players play better when they need a contract, and then as soon as you re-sign them, especially if it's a long-term deal, they just play like absolute shit for some reason. I really don't know how interested I am in anybody here, so it looks like we're just gonna go into free agency with a good amount of money to work with. Jordan Poyer is down to an 80, already 33 years old and is not interested, so I don't think we're gonna bring him back. Let's just see what we can do in free agency. Oh, also I want to check, did Von Miller finally retire? Because that could be a big one. This could be our first off season where we might have some issues because we need 2 tackles. Von Miller did retire, so we need edge. We maybe need a safety. We have Taylor Rapp. We need a corner. We don't really need a linebacker. I mean, Bernard's been good and Stanford doesn't really play. So corner, maybe linebacker, edge, maybe safety, but maybe not. And probably 2 tackles. So we'll see how much of that we can knock out in free agents. We could get Connor Williams and move him back to tackle where he used to play. Oh yeah, we do need center too, but he's not very good in this game. We could probably just draft a good center. God, I don't know if I want Jedrick Wills either. He's not that good in this game either. There just aren't that many good options for us at positions of need. These aren't exactly the 2 players I was expecting to go for in free agency, but it's going to be Trayvon Diggs and Shaq Thompson. We'll see if we can get both of them. We do have the lead for Shaq Thompson and we're tied for the lead for Diggs. So we're going to try to revamp the defense a little bit here after losing a few players. So we'll see if we can sign either of these players. They both sign. If I had to guess, I'll say we probably got Thompson but not Diggs, and that's exactly what happened. Okay, but Chidobe Awuzie is available. I wanted to avoid getting him because we get him so much in rebuilds, but he's a good player and he's always available, so why not go for him? We do have the lead, so let's see if we can get him, and we do. So we make 2 big additions to the defense. But god, dude, this offensive line is just, it's hurting. It's definitely hurting. Should I go for Kaylavon Chason? I mean, he's such a bust. Could have been a good player if he didn't go to the Jaguars. I mean, the Jaguars are better now, but at the time they definitely weren't. He's a 73 overall. We have a desperate need for somebody at edge, and I'm worried we might not be able to get one, so he could be an okay band-aid. We get him. Okay, cool. Now let's get to the draft, and hopefully we can fix whatever problems there are with this team. So here in the draft, we have the number 24 overall pick. Not great, especially because this team definitely does have its problems, but not much we can do about that. If there's a good pass rusher here, I'll probably take them. him, though. Probably. Shaden Bernard looks okay. Has really good power moves, but that's about it. I really don't like the play rec, and he's really not that strong or fast. Has elite acceleration, apparently. Dog, I don't know what to do. There isn't really anybody good here, and I don't know. I think we might just go with a tackle. Andrew Magana looks pretty good. He's not a very good pass blocker, though. He's a good run blocker, but I don't know if we necessarily need that. Well, it's either we go with him or we reach on the tackle that looks better in Bryce Hyder, which I guess we could do, or we go with this pass rusher who really just doesn't look that good, but I'm intrigued by the power move. So, nah, you know what? We'll just go with the tackle that's supposed to go first, Andrew Magana. I genuinely think the other guy's better, but there's a chance we can get both of them, and if we take the other one now, we guaranteed won't get this one. If we go with Magana, we can still get the other guy with our next pick. So Andrew Magana, he's 6'5", 320, 23 years old, out of Auburn. Again, not the craziest athlete, is fast though, just not super strong. Has good ratings, but isn't a good pass blocker and doesn't have good power at all. You know what? He looks fine. Let's take him. Normal dev, I knew it. Hopefully he'll still be a decent overall though. We'll see. Damn it, the tackle is gone. That guy was definitely better. Well, we took a chance and it definitely didn't pan out. Unfortunate. Tommy Kramer, isn't that the name of like, yeah, he was the Vikings quarterback for a long time. Isn't there a Tommy Kramer on like the Bears right now too, like a backup lineman? Probably not related. No, he was on the Lions and his last name is spelled different, so no. But now I really don't know what to do here now that tackle's gone. We could just go with Tommy Kramer. I would prefer a speed rusher because we already have Greg Rousseau, but there just is not a good speed rusher. So Tommy Kramer going from the Vikings to the Bills, he's probably not good, I'm gonna be honest, but he could be, so let's take him. Normal dev, not a good athlete. Who would have guessed? It's almost like I said that. I don't know why I take players sometimes, even though I know they're gonna be bad. I'm just like, well, what if they aren't? And it usually doesn't work out. Zaire McMichael, are you good? He's the fastest defensive end, or right end in the class, at least players that are left, and good jumping. If this guy was real, I would take a chance on him 10 times out of 10, because jumping and good speed for a pass rusher, that usually means really good get off. And trust me, I know about good get off. Your mother helps me out with it all the time. Zaire McMichael is 6'4", 256, 22 years old, left-handed just like me for real, out of Texas. Let's take him. Normal dev again. I hate this game. Can I stop the rebuild here? Would y'all be mad? I'm done with this. No, wait, actually, I want to see if that probably bad receiver. You know what? Oh no, we still do need another lineman. Who do we want to take? Who doesn't look terrible? Ooh, F power, no thanks. You know what? I don't think we have another choice. God, this guy really does not look good. Let's take that one receiver that was supposed to go round 1 with a deep route running. He ran a 4.29, 42-inch vertical jump. Looks absolutely terrible outside of his deep route running and speed, but Marshall Allen, sure, normal dev. 99 speed though, but normal dev. We didn't hit one dev trait in this draft class. I hate it here. I want to go home. Mom, come pick me up. I'm scared. Jose Pryor's still here. He's probably dog shit. Let's take him. Cool. Did we get a player over a 70 overall? I doubt it. Wow, that was almost worse than I even expected. At least Magana's over a 70 overall, but that's it. Kramer moved down to defensive end is a 69. Same with McMichael, double nice, but God, Marshall Allen's only a 67? How? Is his awareness really bad or something? I don't know, maybe. But hold on, I want to make myself cry. What was the overall of the right tackle? Yep, he was a 75 with hidden dev. I knew it. I should have just trusted who I thought was better, but I didn't because I'm stupid. You know what? Hold on. How far before us did he go? How far away from us was he? He went 7 picks before us, and instead we ended up with a 69 overall with normal dev. That's great. To be fair, I don't know how much better we could have done. It's not like we needed a tight end, but that guy was good. Defensive tackle, we didn't really need one. I wish you could sort by position because I don't really see what I could have done differently. There just were not good players at our positions of need, except that one tackle that I was just hoping could be there. This Timmy Ramsey guy's crazy. I mean, he went before we could have even picked, but the Seahawks got a good lineman for the first time in God knows how long. No, they have good tackles, and Damian Lewis, but still. Definitely not my best draft ever, but I don't know what I could have done different. All right, well, this is a team, I think. You know, most of the team is actually really good. I mean, it's pretty much just the Bills, but developed with Dalvin Cook. That's pretty much what we've done. I mean, we added Shaq Thompson, we added Collins, Collins, no more Von Miller, no more Jordan Poyer. We added Chidobe Awuzie, no more Teron Johnson, but it still mostly resembles the Bills. But dog, this offensive line, this hurts. We're gonna need to do some big things next year to fix it. So hopefully there are actual decent linemen in free agency. We should have some money, so we'll see. If not, we might be able to draft a couple. We're gonna be so bad this year, well, maybe not, but with this kind of offensive line, we should not be very good. So let's get to the midseason point of year 3, and hopefully we are doing at least okay. All right, well, at the midseason point, we are 5-2, which is a lot better than I thought we would be. The line must not be doing as bad as I expected it to. Ooh, Josh Allen is really not doing great, though. His completion percentage is really bad. I'm surprised we're 5-2. Oh, no, the offensive line is doing horribly. But now Ryan Bates is good again. I don't know, dude. What's consistency? I've never heard of it. I am not clicking on the next man up. I don't want one of our players to get randomly benched. I'm gonna have to do I even want to mess with the re-signings at this point? Well, Ed Oliver definitely shouldn't be here. What are their expiring contracts this year in real life? Okay, so I think this is gonna be about what it's like. If you just see this, you're like, oh, it's not too bad. Taylor Rapp was supposed to be a 1-year deal, but I like checked the Spotrac whatever expiring contract, and he just wasn't on there, so I missed it. At least like in the team contract section, he signed a 1-year deal, but we could just say we re-signed him. It's not that big of a deal. I probably would have anyways. But if you're seeing that, you're like, oh, it's not too bad. Just our safeties pretty much. But no, it's not great. Trey White, Greg Rousseau, who isn't interested, by the way. James Cook, same deal. Terrell Bernard. It's not easy. It's kind of tough. For Trey White, let's offer him a 3-year, $60.3 million deal. That sounds pretty good. He'll probably get a little more than that in real life, but we'll see if he takes it, and he does. Okay, cool. Greg Rousseau, though, it might be tough to get him back. We'll have to offer like a, not max contract, but max years, 7 years, 161 mil. We need something. If we had another good pass rusher, I might think about letting him go, because that is a lot of money, but let's see if he takes that, and he does. Okay, cool. I could have just offered player friendly now that or very player friendly now that I think about it. I didn't have to up it like that, but I don't know, better safe than sorry, I guess. And then James Cook, we bring him back. It's a little expensive based off the like base contract, but it really wasn't that much money. Terrell Bernard, he doesn't even really play anymore. We could probably just spend that money on someone who would actually start. Ryan Bates is here. This is the most inconsistent I have ever seen a player in Madden. Literally, maybe the best right tackle I've ever seen in this game to maybe the worst within 1 year. And now he's back to maybe the best. I don't fucking know. We'll re-sign him, but reluctantly. No, you know what? We won't. I'm not gonna trust him for another year, because at that rate, he's due for another like 20-ish sack season. So we're not gonna do that. Okay, now with that, let's get to the end of year number 3, and hopefully we can make the playoffs again. Okay, well, I'm stupid, and I just apparently was talking to myself. I forgot to press record. I just went over a whole thing and went through all the stats. But here we are at the end of year 3. If you haven't already for some reason, like, subscribe. 500 likes for a special video. Subscribe to be an OG. I'll do a very, very special video when we hit 7,500 subs. And let me know what team to do next. If you haven't done those first 2 things yet, and you're all the way here, then you should do them. I would appreciate it. But this is how the team's looking. Of course, no hidden devs to reveal. We did have this running back that I didn't even really notice got taken. He does have hidden. Doesn't matter, though. And then on defense, here is a look at the team. But in year number 3, we finished 10-7. We did pretty well. Better than I thought we would, considering our offensive line. Now, someone who didn't do very well is Josh Allen, and I went through the whole point of, like, he's a 99 overall. There are players like Jacoby Brissett, who did considerably better than him. Players like Sam Howell, which maybe someday, Will Levis, maybe someday, but not while he's a 74 overall. You know what I mean? I've said it once, I'll say it a million times. That's not really the saying, but you know what I mean. Overall doesn't really matter in this game, at least in simulation, for whatever reason. He had a terrible completion percentage and not a very good pass rating. I mean, for real life, that would be a decent season, but A, it's not as good as Josh Allen is in real life, and B, this is what the rest of the league looks like in Madden simulation. So not great. Dalvin Cook was good, 1,300 yards, 21 touchdowns. He was very good, actually. We had 3 1,000-yard receivers, Diggs with 1,500, 12 touchdowns, 1,111 yards for Mr. Gabe Davis, white girl shaking right now, 1,000 yards for Deontay Hardy. I accidentally started Dawson Knox over Dalton Kincaid, which doesn't really matter because, I mean, we don't really use tight end anyways. He had 400 yards. Blocking was better than I thought it would be. Magana as a rookie wasn't good, and for real life, 12 sacks allowed would be bench worthy. But for Madden simulation, for a left tackle, that's not terrible. John Looker was pretty bad though. Ryan Bates was good. Nick Patterson wasn't great, and Osiris Torrance was actually really good. Matt Milano led the team with 145 tackles, tackles for loss, good amount. Sacks, 12.5 for Greg Rousseau, 9.5 for Ed Oliver. And then I pointed out, Zaire McMichael was a really good rookie. I don't want to spoil anything, but could be the future as our number 2 pass rusher, assuming there is no sophomore slump, which is probably gonna happen. And Kendrick Collins was overall pretty good too. And then interceptions, of course, in a contract year, Taylor Rapp with 6 interceptions, 6 for Trey White too. I guess if you think about it, this is kind of like 666 because 3 plus 2 plus 1, that's 6. Don't know how to feel about that. Don't know what Madden's trying to say. But yearly awards, MVP goes to Joe Burrow. No Bills up here, of course. Offensive player of the year goes to Robert Woods. Again, overall doesn't matter. It's stupid. I mean, to be fair, actually, everybody else on this list does have a really good overall and is realistic to be up here. But Robert Woods being at number 1 just ruins it. He was a very good player at one point. He's not that player anymore. And even then, he wasn't really an offensive player of the year caliber player. He was just good. Myles Garrett wins defensive player of the year. I complain a lot. I'm sorry. But also, like this game, I wish there was better simulation, to be honest. Because I like football. I don't necessarily like Madden, but I have to compromise because there isn't really another football game. Because EA obviously has their rights. Sean Lambert of the Patriots wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. Defensive Rookie of the Year, of course, does go to Zaire McMichael, like I kind of hinted at. So we will absolutely take that. Hopefully he can get a dev trait. I mean, I'm assuming he will. He only has normal. But before we jump into the playoffs against Tennessee, which I don't know how they're here at an 80 overall, the run game in this game just matters a lot more than the pass game, which is very outdated. But we will go play it cool for the first of many scenario. But with that, we're going to jump into our first playoff game. Are we, or are we expecting to make the playoffs next year too? You know what? We'll jump in. Of course, not going to play because it lags the hell out of the recording. Plus, I'm not good at this game, but we'll watch it simulate. And plus, I'm bad at commentating while I'm playing. Ah, yes, Josh Allen. There we go. I hate when it does that. But here we go against the Titans in, I should know where their stadium is. Is it just Nashville? Probably. I don't know. But let's simulate the game out and let's see if we can get a win. We go up early 7-0. The Titans do score it at 7. We get another touchdown, but it looks like they're driving and they tie it at 14 in the second quarter. They take the lead 17-14, but we take it back going into half 21-17. They score a field goal to bring it within 1 point, but we kick a field goal. They're driving in the fourth quarter and they take the lead, but we get a touchdown. So do they to make it 34-31. And that's going to be the final score as we get upset. I mean, technically in terms of record, they were the better team, but for roster talent, which should matter more, we were the much better team. But of course we lose. Low-key, the Super Bowls in this rebuild have been terrible. The Giants take down the Titans 31-21. I mean, neither of those are great teams on paper. Now they both have really good coaching staffs, to be fair, but I don't know. Zaire McMichael does have a couple upgrades though for winning Defensive Rookie of the Year. He looks about 55 years old. I might change his face. It's really off-putting. I don't know why. I feel like on that, he looks really fat. His head looks really fat, but his body isn't that fat. It's just really muscular. Is that gay? I don't know. Maybe. That's fine though. Oh, he went up to Superstar. Okay, we will absolutely take that. Kind of went up to Star for no reason, then got up to Superstar from Defensive Rookie of the Year. Still 60 play recognition for some reason, but really good finesse now, good speed, good strength. I'm gonna change his face. It annoys me. Something just looks off about that. Let's go with, that looks about like a defensive end, maybe. We'll go with that one. Much better. But for re-signings, who do we have left? Hold on, here's the big thing. Did Taylor Rapp get Superstar Dev? He did. Okay. Obviously, 6 interceptions was very good. Will he repeat that if we re-sign him? Absolutely not, but 5 years, 38 mil. Let's see if he takes it. And he does. Okay, cool. Now, everybody else, I mean, backup. Khalil Shakir is fun. I think he's a little overhyped in real life. Not that he gets that much hype, but I mean, coming out of the draft. But he's not that expensive here. 2 years, 8.2 mil, but could we spend that money on something more important than our 4th receiver? Probably. Ryan Bates was good, but like, do I trust him at all? Not really. I don't know. I'm conflicted. He was really good the first year, really bad the second year, and was pretty damn good last year. You know what? We'll offer him player friendly. If he takes player friendly, cool. If If not, then cool. 3 years, 16.2 mil. He takes it. Okay. It looks like he's gonna be our starting right tackle, for better or for worse. We'll see. Do we have 9.69 mil? That's fire. We do. Let's go. Give me a nice in the comments down below. You don't actually have to do that. It is pretty nice. You know what? Hold on. I'm sorry in advance, Bills fans, but this just makes sense. Are you fucking... You know what? That's too much value anyways. I don't know if you could get a second for him. We're trading Dawson Knox to the Saints for pick 69. Nice. Just, we barely even use one tight end here. We don't need two good ones. We're gonna rock with Dalton Kincaid because he's younger, has a better dev trait, is almost the same overall, and is a lot cheaper. I know people like Dawson Knox a lot. He's fine to me. I think, again, he's a little overrated, but he's a good player. But we just, like I said, we really don't need him. So we're getting decent value in return to clear up cap space for basically free, because we just literally don't use a second tight end at all. This is a thin roster. We have one tight end, 5 linemen, 1 QB, 4 receivers. I didn't realize how thin we are. Our defense better, but our offense. Oh, it looks like I didn't even notice. Micah Hyde did retire, so we're gonna need a safety. We're gonna think about a pass rusher because I don't trust Zaire McMichael. I just don't trust drafted pass rushers that do well year one in this game because they never play as well. But let's see who's available in free agents. Kwity Paye is decent. He's not interested though, but could be a good option if he was. Ooh, Marcus Davenport. He is actually interested and isn't that much money. The Rams are really into though, and he'll probably go there. We do need a safety pretty bad. Trayvon Merrick has superstar dev. Kind of cool. I don't know how much he will develop because he's already 26, but we'll try to get him. And then that is all of the money we have for just 2 meh players. There's no guarantee that we really get either of them. I'm hoping we get both because we definitely have holes on defense. We still obviously have holes on the offensive line too, but there isn't really much I can do to change that. I guess Penei Sewell, but he's not interested. If he was interested, then sure, but just isn't. So these 2 players, let's see if we can get either of them. My guess is we get Merrick, but not Davenport, but maybe. So let's see if either of them signed. Yep, we get Merrick, but no Davenport, unfortunately. Kwity Paye still, we can't afford him now though. Well, we still have a decent amount of money, almost literally like 0.01 away from 10 mil. So we might be able to do something, maybe? Ooh, there isn't really anybody that interested in Kwity Paye. Is there like a tiny bit of money we can free up? Just anything? Bale inspector. We don't need bale inspect. He sounds like he inspects your bales of hay. Bale inspector. I don't know. I'm sure that's something someone has thought of before. I don't know. I'm not original. I know. Okay, that freed up a little bit of money. It was like a mil, a little over because I cut someone else, so like $1.5 million. And that is enough to get the lead for Kwity Paye. So we'll see if we can sign him. He does sign, and we do get Kwity Paye. Okay, cool. I would have probably liked Marcus Davenport more because I've seen him do really well, but Kwity Paye definitely worked too. We'll take it. All right, so here in the draft, we obviously don't pick until pretty late, but we have the number 22 overall pick. The Steelers pick at number 1, the Jets, the Bears, Cowboys. I mean, those are all teams that are definitely looking up. Maybe not the Cowboys, but I don't know if they'll all be here, but maybe. But I definitely want to take a lineman with this first pick. The question is who? None of the linemen look good again. This dude's a really good pass blocker, but he's just a really bad run block and isn't that strong or fast. The best one might be this center, but then again, he's also not that good. He's not a very good pass blocker or a finesse blocker, which is our scheme. I don't know how much scheme even matters in this game, but it almost might be better to just wait. This Middlebrooks guy had a really good bent, but it wasn't as good at his pro day, and he's not a good pass blocker, and his run block finesse isn't good. None of the linemen look good. We might be better off just waiting, straight up. But if we don't take one of those guys, then who do we go with? Randy Clifton looks really good, but we just don't need another defensive tackle unless we want to move to a 3-4, which is an option, I guess, but not really. This corner looks really good, but he literally won't play. I think we might just take linemen for this entire draft until we find a good one. Is Reinhardt a good choice? The reason I like him is because he's a center, and I mean, it gives us that flexibility, because obviously the last lineman we took was also a center. He was our left guard, but we moved him there where he originally was a center. Plus, players usually go up if they move from center to like guard or something, so maybe that'll happen. I don't know. He doesn't look amazing. But let's take him. He's 6'4", 310, 22 years old, left-handed out of Wisconsin. Let's take him. He does have hidden dev at the very least, so that might be a decent pick. Not very strong, but decently fast. He might be okay. We'll see. And let's take another lineman in Rob Page. Not good power, but who cares? Does have good strength. First in vertical jump for right guards that are left. Also first for 3-cone and 20-yard shuttle. Another Wisconsin lineman. What was their offensive line? I mean, they have good offensive lines in real life, but damn. All right, Rob Page, let's take him. Also hidden dev, 90 strength though. Good jumping, good excel. He might be a better player, we'll see. And then here's our Dawson Knox pick. What do we want to do here? Do we just take a replacement that's cheaper? Nah, I don't know. Eric Gerard looked pretty good, or Gerard, I guess. I don't know, either way. He has really good speed for an outside linebacker. Good tackle, good block shed, potentially good pursuit. We don't really need linebacker, but we don't really need anything else, to be fair. So let's take him. Normal dev, unfortunately, but could be a decent player. We'll see. I like the first two picks anyways, so I think that was a successful draft, unless those first two players are just terrible, which is, there's a chance. All right, so here's a look at the draft we had. It was actually decent, I guess. It kind of fell apart in the mid rounds, but the two linemen we took were good. Shane Reinhard was a 72 overall center, went up to a 74 at guard. I don't know if he's going to be the starter though, because he isn't a scheme fit. I feel like that does have an effect in simulation. I mean, let me know. I should know that, but I feel like, you know, he's a 74 overall power guard, but because we're an agile scheme, he would play like 67. I don't know if it works like that. I don't really think it does, but I really don't know. Rob Page is also a 74, and he's actually a scheme fit. He has good strength, just overall looks like a good player. I like him a lot. And then I didn't really do great things. I took every pick here. This receiver in like the 5th round or wherever this was, he's good, really good speed, good deep route. I hate those sleeves. I hate the long sleeves, but the Bills with those 2 stripes actually looks kind of cool. I don't know, he's good depth. And then I don't want to talk about those last two. Definitely a decent draft, filled out our biggest need, which is our offensive line pretty much. Oh yeah, this guard, much lower overall than I thought he would be, but he does have hidden dev, so we'll take that. Won't matter because he'll be a backup, but still. So with that, let's get into the 4th and final year of the rebuild, and let's get a look at the team. All right, well, here's a look at the team heading into the 4th and final year of the rebuild. Up to an 85 overall, which is decent. That's not great heading into year number 4, but it's a decent team. Gotten fairly unlucky throughout the rebuild, especially with trying to build this offensive line. Hopefully it can take a step this year because we did add a few good guards, and it's overall still pretty young. Hopefully Kincaid can get some catches this year, but if not, we have 3 honestly better overall receiving options, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully Josh Allen can actually play like a decent player this year. We'll see. And then on defense, we're looking pretty nice too. Only an 84, which I don't get, probably because we have a 70 overall linebacker, but he won't play anyways. It'll just be Thompson and Milano. The D-line is amazing. The corner room is great. The safety duo is solid. Hopefully they'll play better than their overalls. I like the team a lot. Even though it isn't a great overall, it's a pretty decent team, and we'll take it. But with that, let's get to the midseason point, or no, let's get to the end of year number 4, and hopefully we can do pretty well, but we'll see. Okay, well, here we are at the end of year number 4. Again, y'all know why we're here. For the millionth time, I'm sorry for plugging so much. Like, subscribe, 900 likes, or 500 likes, wrong type of video. 7,000 subscribers, and I'll do a special video. If we don't hit those goals, or at least the like goal, I won't do it, so be sure to like. It helps out a ton. Helps push these videos to more people, and like, subscribe if you like rebuilds, because that is legitimately the only thing that I do on this channel. But if you want to see me talk about regular football videos, I do have a second channel that I want to post on more soon. I do already have a couple videos up there, so go check that out, link in the description. It only has like 40 subscribers, so if you genuinely want to be one of the first, go check it out, because I just like talking football in general. But anyways, this is how the team's looking. Gabe Davis is actually developed pretty well. He's up to an 84, 87 with morale. He's become a pretty damn nice player, and the contract that we got him for does look pretty good now. The O-line looks pretty good. Of course, Page only had star. I did end up starting him over Reinhard because obviously Reinhard didn't have a dev, or wasn't a scheme fit. He did have a dev trait, just wasn't a scheme fit. Does Thomas have superstar? He's went up 4 overall as a backup. No, just star. Okay, well, I don't know why he's developed so much, but fair enough. And then here's a look at the defense, also looking pretty good in terms of development, but in year number 4, we went 13-4. Of course, again, making the playoffs. We have had only winning records in this rebuild. Every year, at least 10 wins. So we'll take it, but I don't even think we have a playoff win yet. Josh Allen was, like, this would be a good year for real life, but it just wasn't for Madden. 4,800 yards, 36 touchdowns, 11 picks. 6. I mean, the touchdowns are good, but really bad completion percentage. This is starting to look like early career Josh Allen minus the like good amount of touchdowns, and he threw more pick. Dalvin Cook with 1,300 yards, 21 touchdowns. Gabe Davis was our leading receiver with 1,276 yards. Diggs with 1,272, literally 4 less. Deontay Hardy's first year under 1,000 yards, but close with 965, 8 touchdowns. Kincaid was actually good this year. It's just really inconsistent. I never know who's going to be good. Our tackles were both really bad. Page was really bad, but Patterson and Torrance were good. Shaq Thompson led the team in tackles with 140 tackles for loss, 20 from Ed Oliver, and then a good amount for the rest. And then sacks, we had like not many. Kwity Paye barely played, and Greg Rousseau only had 8, his worst so far. I guess minus the first year, he had like 7.5 or something. Ed Oliver led the team in sacks with 10.5. He was really good. 7.5 for Zaire McMichael, so definitely not a sophomore slump for him. He was really good again. Didn't really develop though, only went up like 1 overall with superstar dev. Maybe I need to up defensive end development for XP slider, because yeah, now that I think about it, that position doesn't really develop that much. We'll see. And then interceptions, 7. Trey White's been so good. Oh my god. 6 interceptions the first year, 3 the second year, 6 the third year, and 7 this year. I mean, interceptions aren't like always a great stat to go off of, obviously, because I mean, you can just absolutely blow coverages and then luck into an interception a few times, but if you're doing it that much, I mean, you're doing something right. 3 interceptions for Thompson, 2 for Milano and Awuzie, and then 1 for Rapp, Elam, and Oliver as a backup. So, good year. We'll take it. MVP goes to Patrick Mahomes. Josh Allen at number 7. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Jalen Waddle on the Chiefs. So they get their Tyreek Hill replacement in Tyreek Hill's current counterpart, so that's fun. Dalvin Cook at number 5. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Nick Bosa. Oh my god, that duo is terrifying. The white boys they're coming at you, that's for sure. Madden's racist? Question mark. Top 3. Nick Bosa, Max Crosby, TJ Watt. That's interesting. Trey White at number 10. We'll take a corner being up there because that's usually hard. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Calum Feeney. That's a white name. A lot of white people activities in these awards. No Bills up there. And Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Javier Kitchens of the Bengals. I saw him up there for Defensive Player of the Year, so he must have been really good. And I want to see, did we win Best DB? No, it was Trey White. What? Or it was Javier Kitchens. What did he do? Did he have like 10 picks or something? Ooh, that linebacker was really good. Thad Barrett. Damn. Oh, he had 8 interceptions, half a sack, tackle for loss, 87 tackle. You know, yeah, I guess that stat line was a little better. So fair enough. But in the playoffs, in probably our last playoff game of the rebuild, unfortunately, we're going to be going in back-to-back games against the Ravens. We literally just beat them 34-28. So hopefully we can beat them again, even though it's probably not likely. I can't speak, but we'll go play it cool. No risk, no reward. I'm cool with that. Do we want to even jump in? I know what the outcome's going to be. No, I guess I don't know for sure. We'll jump in. We'll see if we can somehow take down the Baltimore Ravens. There's the Jalen Ramsey meet. Oh, it's gone. But here we go in the wild card. Somehow in the wild card at 13-4 against the Baltimore Ravens. I don't know how this game is going to go, but we will find out. So let's simulate this game out and let's see if we can get a win. The Ravens go up early 3-0, but we take the lead with a touchdown. In the second quarter, we are still up. They get a touchdown though. They are up 10-7. Now 17-7. We get a field goal to make it 17-10. Now 17-17. Now 24-17. They get a field goal, but we get a touchdown to make it 31-20. They get a touchdown in a 2-point, but they do not score again, and we win 31-28. Finally getting a playoff win. There's a Jalen Ramsey meat pick again. I don't want to see it, but we have a recap for the first of many before we see who we're going to be taking on in the divisional. Give us those sweet and juicy staff points. Thank you. We have 40 upgrade or staff points available. We must be like maxed out or something. I don't know. Or maybe it just gave us a lot for getting a playoff win. I don't know. Either way, let's see who we're going to be taking on in the divisional. It's going to be the 10-7 Tennessee Titans. We're taking on the 2 biggest rushing teams in the NFL pretty much back to back. And this is who we lost to last year. So we'll jump in and hopefully we can get revenge on them. But here we go in the divisional in a snowy game. Did we have a playoff blizzard scenario and I just missed it? We must have, but either way, snow definitely works to the Bills' advantage. So we'll simulate this game out and hopefully we can move on to the conference championship. The Titans score first, going up 7-0. There's a lot of driving, but very little scoring. We tie it at 7-7. They kick a field goal in the third quarter, but we get a touchdown to make it 14-10. Very low scoring game so far. The Titans, I thought they were going to score and beat us, but they didn't. We We win 14-10. That was a boring game. That was the rare time where I wasn't trying to speak so quick that I just stumble over my words. But we will take moving on to the conference championship. All right, well, in the conference championship, we're going to be taking on the 10-7 Las Vegas Raiders. They actually have a better overall team than us. They have an 87 overall, which doesn't really surprise me because they did get Nick Bosa. I mean, they have 4 players playing at a 99 right now. Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs, Max Crosby, and Nick Bosa. They also got Penei Sewell, and they have a superstar dev QB. What is this team? Oh my god. Okay, well, I'm not going to complain literally at all if we lose this game, even though we do have a home game. Their secondary isn't great, to be fair, but god, that team is filthy. So let's jump in here against the Raiders and see if we can get a win. Trying to show me the Jalen Ramsey meat pick again. I don't want it. I'm not into that. I am into Josh Allen, though. You know what I'm saying? I need to sleep. But here we go in the conference championship against the Raiders. Isn't this like some famous game like Bills Raiders? I don't know. But let's simulate the game out and we'll see if we can take them down. We score early, but we missed the extra point. We're up 13-0. They kick a field goal. They kick another field goal. Lots of quick scoring here. We're up 20-13. Really quick scoring. I can't even keep up with what's happening. We kick a field goal to make it 23-13. Now 30-13. What's happening? They get a field goal. It is now 31-16. They get a touchdown to bring it within a score, but we hold them off and get the win 30-23. That was a confusing game. It was like no scoring and then like 80-yard touchdown. It was hard to process. Stuff is already hard for me to process anyways, so that was extra confusing. But let's see who we're going to be taking on in the Super Bowl. Will this be like the 7th time the Bills have lost the Super Bowl? Probably. We'll see what happens. But of course, we're going to be taking on the 12-5 Carolina Panthers, my worst enemy in the Super Bowl, or in the playoffs in general. They always seem to take us out, and of course, we're in the opposite conference, but we still managed to meet them in the Super Bowl. But we have a Super Bowl Media Day scenario. This is technically everything. I mean, this is the last year. We need to win the Super Bowl, or else we're not getting one. And then we have a hot opponent scenario, which is weird in the Super Bowl because, I mean, we need to win this game regardless. It's not like we're gonna get some reward for the next game after this, because there is no next game, but we'll go be confident. Plus 10 everything for both teams. The Panthers definitely have a good roster, though. They have Derek Brown playing up to a 99. I don't know if I've ever seen that. Miles Sanders playing up to a 97? Really? Miles Sanders? That's crazy. Oh, they have Tua. Wait, what happened to Bryce Young? He's on the Broncos? I mean, he's been pretty good. He has thrown a lot of interceptions, though. I don't really know why they gave up on him, but apparently it worked out because they're in the Super Bowl. But without further ado, let's jump in against the Panthers and let's see if we can get the Bills their first ever Super Bowl. There's Jalen Ramsey again. This game hates me. But here we go in the Super Bowl against the Carolina Panthers. Not much else to say here, so let's just get into it. We score early 3-0, but they get a field goal to tie it in the first quarter. They get another, but we tie it at 6. Low scoring game so far. We do get a touchdown, but they get a field goal. We're up 16-9. Nice, I guess. 23-9 now, 30-9. We're running away with this one, 33-9. They do get a touchdown in the fourth quarter and another to bring it within 10 points. However, we get a field goal to win the game 36-23 as we get the Bills their first ever Super Bowl. Definitely an amazing way to finish off this rebuild. Dalvin Cook is actually Super Bowl MVP. Those aren't great stats, but I guess we'll take it. Did have 60 receiving yards and a receiving touchdown though, so 2 touchdowns, over 100 yards, decent game from him. We will absolutely take it. Of course, not the best team we've ever built, but we still won a Super Bowl with it. So what did I learn? The worse team you have, the better you do, for whatever reason. I don't know why it's that way. But again, if you enjoyed, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. Both help out a ton. And if you like rebuilds, you might as well subscribe anyway, because that's literally all I do, and it'll recommend more of them to you. And 500 likes for, of course, a special video. But that's going to be it for me today. I really hope y'all enjoyed. And with that, I'll see y'all again in the next video. Goodbye.